Well, hello, this is Clearcut D8, and we're going to ride Jedi Mind Trick at Silverstar BC. So Jedi Mind Trick, you could think of this like a really long version of Crank It Up at Whistler. Crank It Up is possibly a little bit better built, but Jedi Mind Trick is so much fun. Now Silverstar has the added benefit of having almost no lineups. So this is going to be a long haul. If you're going full speed, this is still at least a 13-minute trail. So this will be one of my longer videos. So as you can see here, we have that classic style interior BC riding, a little bit rocky, but we also have the beauty of the flow trail. So Jedi Mind Trick is a very long flow trail, and it maintains its flowiness throughout most of it. There's a couple areas where you gotta pedal a bit, but that's okay. Now this is only my second time down this particular run, so I'm still kind of learning it as I go, but it's a lot of fun. It would be a great place for progression and learning how flow trails actually work. And it's also a really good place to learn how to jump. So we got little features here, mostly small tables. Most of the tables, or a lot of them, have a couple different options. The guy I just passed there is my buddy Paul. I'm riding with him today. So if you see me looking back, I'm just making sure that he's still alive. Nice little step down back there. So as you can see, Jedi Mind Trick is not one of these really wide, nice, well, basically a dirt sidewalk. We don't have that here, at least not on this trail. What we do have though is just some nice single track with flowy aspects. So for those of you wondering, what type of bike are you riding right now? Well, this is a 2016 Scott Genius 710. This is a carbon fiber bike, and it is an enduro bike. Probably not enough of a bike for all the jumping that I'm doing on it. Eventually it probably will break, but boy does it feel good. And we have 27.5-inch rims on it, and a Fox 36 flow fork on the front. Oh, this is a fun little section here. So for the purpose of this video, I decided, hey, I was going to look more into the royalty-free music. This is just random selections I found on there to just give some background ambiance. I can't say that any of this music would reflect music that I really care for, but it's nice to run in the background. This is a relaxing, flowy ride, so let's have some relaxing, flowy music to go with it. Now it seems how we have so much time together in this video, I figured, hey, why don't I do a bit of a bio? So, I'm not going to give my full name. My first name is Kelly, and I started biking probably in my early 20s. I'm presently 44 years old, and I grew up in Chilliwack, BC. So I grew up riding Vitter Mountain and North Shore, Mount From, and all that good stuff. And that was the era where mountain bikers like Super T, who's Tyler Clausen, and Dangerous Dan Cowan were a big thing. And I've met both of them on the trail. I actually got to ride with Super T a little bit. of course, he was way beyond my league. And even though he doesn't really ride still, he's still way beyond my league. But they're pretty fun guys. My first bike was actually a road bike, and that was before I ever considered mountain biking to be a fun thing. And I don't even remember what that was. A Canadian Tire Special for all I know. Oh, we are in a fun section here, so interrupt the bio for a nice step down coming up. Yeah, love this area. My first mountain bike though was a Specialized rock hopper, and I think that was a 1995 model or something like that. That had no suspension, and I beat it until it broke to pieces. My next bike was a Rocky Mountain Hammer, and couldn't tell you the year of it. All I know is eventually I beat that thing until I broke the frame on it. Apparently, it's not a great idea to repeatedly do 7-foot drops on a hardtail bike with 4 inches of travel in the front, but I did it anyways. My next bike was a Specialized Big Hit DH, and that was a 2000 model. I got that shortly after my first divorce. It was actually my therapy bike. It partly worked, but it was a lot of fun, and that's where I really aggressively started riding. So at that time in my life, I was still living near Chilliwack, BC, and I rode Mount Sumas and Ledgeview a lot. Ledgeview is the place where Jordan Boostmaster likes to ride a lot. The stuff that's built up there now was not there in the past when I was riding. It's pretty cool now. Back in the day, it was just more neat trails, fun little features. Now it's just huge. So after a while, well, I got married again. And with this one, I moved out to Alberta. So I made the big trip out to Red Deer, Alberta, and as you can imagine, there's not a great deal of mountain biking there. And, well, married life, having children, kind of pulls you away from things like mountain biking, which may have been a passion in your past. So I had a multi-year hiatus where I didn't do any mountain biking at all. And then I started rediscovering mountain biking. I found a mountain bike park in Red Deer that actually had a number of jumps. And guess what? That is where I learned how to start jumping. Yep, middle of nowhere, Alberta. Let's learn how to jump there. And I've never went back. I still have a reasonable fear of jumping, but I spent hours in the park breaking that fear. Which, by the way, if it takes you a long time to break your fear of jumping, that's normal. So after the failure of my second marriage, yeah, I'm a slow learner. Well, I started biking a lot more. And my mountain bike became my new therapist, again. Except for it might even be a little bit more expensive than typical therapy. And so I became a part of a local community out here that would go and work in the mountain bike park, fix things up, and build stuff. And here comes the reason for my YouTube username. Those are two nicknames that I was given by my mountain biking buddies that I've just mashed together. In working in the bike park, you have to clear a lot of foliage. There's a lot of bushes that grow in Red Deer. And when I got on a project, I would just rip and tear. And so that's where the nickname Clear Cut came from. And when you put me behind a shovel, dirt starts getting moved, and it starts getting moved fast. And so I was also given the name D8, as in a bulldozer. So that is why I am Clear Cut D8. So as you can see, we're still going. A lot of the jumps here have a couple different options, which is really nice. So if you want to do a blue trail, but you're a little bit more of an intermediate rider, hey, just look for the bigger lines. Now I miss a whole bunch of them just because I don't see them coming up and I'm not really truly familiar with this. But ride it a few times, it's well worth it. At this point, I am getting tired. As you can see, I did a pitiful job of that last jump back there, and that's because I lost all my speed. I'm sucking wind. So I just took a little break there, and now I'm back in. Typically, when I take a break on this trail, it's generally around 20 to 30 seconds, and not only am I catching my breath, I'm waiting for my buddy to show up behind me, so just to make sure that he's alive and well. So Silverstar has lots of these flowy berms. They're kind of fun. Incidentally, I did wipe out in one of those berms earlier on today, and it wasn't on camera. But I did a head plant right into the dirt on the side of the berm. And yeah, guy could hurt himself like that. I decided, under the advisement of my buddy, that I should keep riding because my neck was sore. And I knew if I stopped, hey, I'm gonna have a really sore neck. All right, nice little step up here. And then we got a nice step up over here with a terrible landing. And I overshot it. Now, we're on the last stretch. Time to go fast. This is such a fun little speed section. We're going right down to the chairlift here. So we are nearing the end of our video here. So like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the last little bit of the video here, and I hope you have a great day. And I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. Now look for the lineup, because there isn't one. Silverstar is great.